Basuma got sent off for 2 yellow cards, which is absolutely stupid from him. Completely justified, right decision here. I don't know what he was doing for the second one. Generally, I don't know why players dive nowadays when VAR exists. Like, even if you manage to trick the referee, they're just gonna look at VAR and see you dive and overturn it. So there's literally no upside of diving in football, especially in the box, maybe outside in the free kick area. But yeah, and also when you're on a yellow card, like, what are you doing? So really silly from Basuma, and that's a bit of a big miss for Spurs because Basuma has been absolutely incredible so far this season, and this is something which we do want to see because I think a lot of us are like, how do we cope when we get injury suspensions like this? So it'll be interesting how we do without him in their next game when they come back from the international break. But focusing on this game, if we start with Luton, this was a big missed opportunity for me because Spurs were down to 10 men for half the game, and Luton had some big chances. Elijah Adebayo, I don't know how this guy missed, but he had basically an open goal and he somehow missed it. And they had a couple other sort of half chances. Alfie Totti had a chance as well, which just couldn't put away, which if you're a Luton fan is really frustrating. But yeah, as for Spurs though, unconvincing victory, to be honest. I think what we have seen from Spurs, I said it last week, and I think this is the theme right now, is Spurs tend to struggle against these low blocks. It's kind of like this was almost the blueprint of what the Spurs have been like this season. They struggle to break down those low blocks. When they do create those chances, they miss them. For Charleston, again, he had like an open goal and he missed it. Didn't put their chance away, and then eventually put their chance away. Van der Ven, by the way, James Maddison for that absolutely incredible run by him. He is on fire right now. But yeah, they struggle against the low blocks, and then I see this with Spurs. They tend to give the opposition some big chances. Usually at least one big chance the opposition will get in a game. But Spurs, Luton had it with Adebayo, who was one who unfortunately missed it for Luton. Go into a bit more of a lower block in this game. It was still progressive, playing out from a back, but as you can see, 37% possession. I feel like Company has sort of learned a little bit, and he did set off slightly. Wilson Audible was fantastic in this game. Don't know much about him, but he was incredible. Got the goal as well. But besides that, he was really the bright spark on the left for Burnley. He looked fantastic. But again, though, even though I said they were a bit, they sat back a bit more, they still played out, and basically a lot of the goals came from Burnley trying to play out from the back, losing the ball in dangerous areas, and then getting punished. So again, that's something they need to iron out. But yeah, they couldn't really do too much, and it was just a second half capitulation really. As for Chelsea though, wow, I don't remember the last time we scored 4 goals. I don't remember the last time we scored more than 2 goals in a game, let alone 4. Incredible stuff by us. And the star of the show was really this man, Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling was absolutely terrific this game. He played on the left wing on this game, and I think that's what really impressed me this game, because he started this season off really well, but that's mainly been on the right wing. He moved to the left wing today and was exceptional. For the goal, for the own goal, it all came from him, taking on his man and putting the cross in a dangerous area, gets the own goal out of it. Rain won the penalty as well, didn't he? He was literally involved in every goal, won the penalty, got his own goal, clinical finish, and then the last goal as well, he helped in that build-up. He was everywhere in this game, and we really do like to see it. We needed him to step up this season, and it looks like he is doing that. Cole Palmer, also nice to get himself on the score sheet. I thought though the midfield was far better in this game, and it seem like this has improved. Caicedo, I thought this was probably his best game in a Chelsea shirt. I mean, that's not hard, he's not been amazing, but still. We started to see more of what Caicedo was about in this game. Disasi, I thought, was actually pretty decent as well at the back. Gorilla right back did a job. It was overall a really good performance. I can't complain. 4 goals. Didn't start off the best, and maybe it was a bit sloppy that first goal to concede. However, 4 goals. We needed this. We needed a good, convincing victory to go into the international break. Happy because once we come back from the international break, not nice result fixtures. So good result for us. And for once, I'm not ranting about Chelsea. Everton 3, Bournemouth 0. Goals from James Garner, Jack Harrison and Abdoulaye Doucouré. And this was a brilliant display by Everton. I thought their pressing was exceptional in this game. I thought the main men were Harrison, Doucouré and also Calvert-Lewin was fantastic. Jack Harrison's goal was brilliant, by the way. If you haven't seen it, check it out. But as I said, what was most impressive was their pressing. Their pressing was exceptional. Harrison, Garner, Calvert-Lewin, Doucouré, they were just all over Bournemouth, and almost all their goals came through their hard work, through pressing. They would win that ball back, and it was fantastic. And I actually do think this result was coming for Everton, because Everton have kind of been playing like this most of the season, pressing really high on the front foot, looking good. They just haven't put their chances away. And to be fair, even in this game, they probably could have had more, like Calvert-Lewin. I think hit the post a couple of times. Look at that, 25 shots, 8 on target. Yeah, really could have been more than 3. But as I said, this was definitely coming for Everton. They were going to beat a team convincingly the way they were playing. They just need to put some chances away, and they put it away today. Not today, on Saturday. And again, similar to Chelsea, they needed this. They needed to go into the international break with a positive. They hadn't won in Goodison in a while, so to win like this in front of our own fans, brilliant win. As for Bournemouth, though, yeah, this is a bit of a worrying one. This is the reverse. You did not want this going into the international break for multiple reasons. Firstly, if we just start with the performance, this was horrible, like absolutely abysmal. They were just playing out from a back and just got caught out every single time. Elias Abanye had an absolute disaster class. He had like 3 times he would get dispossessed, I think, for one of the goals. I think it was Doucouré's or Garner's. It was completely his fault, and he had an awful game. Neto was flapping around as well. The whole back line, trying to play out from a back, just couldn't do it. They couldn't handle with Everton's press, and they just all over the place. And it was a completely shocking display by Bournemouth. They barely did anything going forward as well, and it was really, really poor. And the reason this is really devastating loss is because, well, they haven't got a win yet. And for Iraola, this is a pretty damaging result because they... Look, I don't think they're going to sack him, but to go into the international break now without a result, a win, just come off back probably their worst performance and result of this season, is not good. I think in the long term they will get the wins on the board, but yeah, this is not what you want for Bournemouth going into the international break. But fantastic for Everton. Fulham 3, Sheffield United 1. Goals from Bobby Reed, Wes Foderingham goal, Willian and Anthony Robinson with an own goal. So I thought this second goal by Wes Foderingham, the own goal, is probably the most bizarre goal I think I've ever seen, by the way. Tom Gurney completely scuffs it, slips over, somehow hits the post and then bounces off Foderingham and goes. It's the weirdest goal I'll ever see, to be honest. The most flukiest goal ever, which is kind of annoying if you're Sheffield, because yeah, you got done by the most flukiest goal ever. However, I do think that Fulham were by far the better team in this game and deserved to win the game. As you can see, they had 20 shots, they had a lot of chances, Fulham, and were all over Sheffield, who didn't really do much in this game at all. Who themselves were lucky with that goal with Anthony Robinson. I did think though the star of his show was Willian, who eventually got his goal. But before the goal, I thought he was incredible, absolutely running things, and he's continuing his form from last year. Even at his age, it's crazy to think how good he is. I also thought, I think it was for Bobby Reed's, Andre Pereira's assist was exceptional, absolutely incredible. He's had a bit of a quiet start to this season, but that was really, really nice from him. And Fulham were pretty good in this game, still did lack those goals, and that cutting edge in front of goal. I know they scored 3, but they did have, as I said, quite a few chances. Wilson had a couple, Willian had a couple, and they can put them away. I do think they still lack that clinical guy to rely on. However, as you can see, the team as a whole is performing well, and they got 3 goals. Sheffield United, though, not the best. Real problems for Paul Hickenbottom. I don't know how long he's going to last. I don't know if he makes it past this international break, going into it on the back of another loss. And the thing is, their performances are just getting worse and worse, in my opinion. They're not getting better. I thought they actually started this season off pretty well, but the performances are just dipping. Also, Chris Basham, hopefully he gets well soon. He had a really, really bad injury, so hopefully he's okay. But bad result for Sheffield yet again, and good one for Fulham. Man United 2, Brentford 1. Goals from McTominay and Matthias Jensen in a pretty crazy game. Right, let's start with Brentford. Now Brentford, I thought they defended really, really well. Their defence, their back line was fantastic. Pinnock, Aya and Collins, they were great, and for most of the game they were fantastic. However, right at the end they just lost concentration. Thomas Tricoccia for the first goal should have caught the ball, fumbled it. They don't clear their lines and then it falls to McTominay. And then the final goal as well again. Give away a stupid foul. Ball gets floated in. They don't win that ball. They're far too high up. They, just play for the draw at that point. Just sit back, get that out. They don't win that first ball. They don't get the second ball. And just unfortunate really for Brentford, who I actually thought were probably the better team in this game. Definitely deserved to get something out of this game. They weren't under real danger for most of this game because their defence was so solid, and they executed the game plan almost to a D. It was just at the end we lost concentration, which is really frustrating if you're Thomas Frank, because they really, really should have got something from this game. However, if you're Man United, I don't know, mixed emotions. You probably have a mixed emotions if you are a Man United fan here, because let's start with the negative. The negative. Oh no! I mean, for this goal, absolutely shocking. Poppadommans. I remember Gary Neville called. Said that to David De Gea. Well, yeah, this was a David De Gea-esque moment. These other types that David De Gea used to do his mistakes. Should be saving that. He's having an absolutely torrid time right now, and I'm really surprised because I thought he was a top goalkeeper, and I still think he is. He's just really low on confidence. I think it's one of those where a goalie, when they're low on confidence, it takes a long time for them to build that back up. So I just think he's low on confidence now. I think he needs this break just to reset his mind and get himself back onto it, because he's really struggling right now. Same with Casemiro. Another really poor display by him. Subbed off at half time. At fault as well for this goal. Onana should be saving it, but Casemiro loses the ball in the middle of a pass so cheaply. And as I said with Onana, Casemiro this season, similar thing has been absolutely horrid. Really, really poor. And yeah, I'm not sure what's happened to him. I'm not sure if he's just going for a dip in form or he's just showing his age. I thought Rashford as well, absolutely rubbish. Again, stunk out the place, and United were actually probably better when he came off. Garnacho came on and was also seems to me be a big issue in this game for United. They really struggled to break down that Brentford defence, who I said were fantastic, but United didn't really penetrate them, didn't really try and do something to break them down. They really had barely any clear-cut opportunities. However, the positive, Maguire actually thought this was one of his better games. Fair play to him. Mason Mount, I thought again, was pretty decent for him, and he looks like he settled into United fairly nicely. But the main positive, they won the game. McTominay, McSauce, McGoat, McRonaldo, whatever you want to call him. The beast with a brace in classic Fergie time. United here. Fair play to McTominay. You know, he does this for Scotland. We haven't really seen him do this for United, but he's done it in this game. Maybe they've unlocked something here. He really probably should be starting now in this side. He has saved Den Haag a bit, but they should be happy they won this game, but I don't think they should be getting too carried away and let this paper over the cracks, because this was a really poor performance by United, but credit to them, they got the job done, and credit to McTominay. Absolutely fantastic. Crystal Palace 0, Nottingham Forest 0. Yeah, bit of a dead rubber game. Actually, it wasn't a dead rubber game, but it was quite entertaining for a 0-0. But yeah, no goals. Start with Palace. I mean, these guys, without Elise and Eze, they look so toothless. They had no Elise and Eze. I think Eze's out for quite a while, which is very concerning, and they're hoping Elise is going to be back soon, because yeah, they didn't really do too much, and when they did get in those opportunities, it's Mateta and Edouard just so poor in front of goal. So that was poor, but Palace's really good defence continues. Sam Johnston was great in this game, made some top saves, as he had done this season. I think he's a really good goalkeeper, I will say. But for Nottingham Forest, they really could have won this, and by far the better team. They really should have won it. Murillo, he looks fantastic. He started the season off really well, and he almost got some mad goal, ran through the whole team. So did Montiel when he came on, did some like scissor kick type goal, almost win him. But yeah, Forest definitely had a lot of chances denied by Sam Johnson, who had a fantastic game. But I think these two teams are very evenly matched and will probably take the point each. Alright, on to Sunday's games. We have Brighton 2, Liverpool 2. This game did have goals from Simon Adingra, Lewis Dunk and Mo Salah with 2. Now if we start with Brighton, I thought their goalie Bart Verbruggen, oh god, this guy is really nervy. He's not really started the season off well. He was at fault for the penalty. It was completely his fault. That's a couple times now I've seen him where he's been really poor at playing the ball out from a back. I think it was against Bournemouth where lost the ball. Yeah, I don't know, he seems a bit too casual in my opinion. I think he actually is good at playing from a back. It's just he tries it a bit too much and sometimes just needs to go long or play a bit more safer. It seems like he kind of just like stands at the ball and plays at the last moment, and it kind of gets him in trouble, and it got him in trouble here. Gave away the penalty pass, Scott Groves, who for me should be sent off for that, because that's a denial of a goal scoring opportunity, and he didn't try and get the ball, he just pulled the other side down. So that should be a red card in my opinion there. But it wasn't Salah put the pen away. And for the second Salah goal, fantastic play by Luis Diaz, a lovely pass, and then also by Harvey Elliott to leave that ball, dummy it for Mo Salah, who tucked away in typical Mo Salah fashion. But Simon Adingra, I thought, was fantastic in this game. He really gave Robertson an absolute nuisance and also got his goal, which was nice for him. Joao Pedrovo really could have won it, probably should have won it late on, had a golden opportunity we absolutely skied. But Brighton, I thought were pretty decent in this game, and I think overall draw was probably a fair result. If anything, Brighton were probably the better team, especially in the second half, because we go on to Liverpool. The second half display by them was really poor in my opinion. It almost seemed like they were playing for a draw. They didn't really try and go out there to get that goal so Graham missed an absolute sitter, and then from that moment they didn't really do anything Liverpool, which was really, really surprising. McAllister had a bit of a tough game. I mean, he wasn't really at fault for the first goal, like he kind of got stitched up by Matip, I think it was who passed it to him, but overall throughout the game, you know, he didn't have the best of games returning to Brighton, gave away a lot of fouls, and there was a lot of fouls by Liverpool in this game. I don't know if it isn't the stats or something. No, but yeah, 20 fouls conceded. Like Liverpool were just fouling everywhere. I don't know what happened to them. As said, Robertson had a pretty tough game, and the second half was really, really poor. Oh yeah, no. To be fair, I think Liverpool probably could have gave away a handball as well. So that red card handball, I guess it can't even out. But I think, as I said, a draw was probably a fair result. But Brighton probably were the better team. West Ham 2, Newcastle 2, another 2-2 in the Premier League. Thomas Suchek, Mohamed Kudus and Alexander Isak with the goals. So, we start with West Ham. That goal was fantastic, by the way. Emerson, wow, what a touch by him. Lovely play by Emerson. And Mohamed Kudus, again, a lovely goal. That's his first goal in a West Ham shirt. And that kind of shows the depth and the weapons West Ham have now. They're capable of bringing on Mohamed Kudus to come on and change the game for them, which is absolutely brilliant. That's something they didn't really have before. But he came on and he changed the game for them. There was also a bit of controversy in this game. Bruno Guimaraes got a yellow card, and then moments later, with an absolute blatant second yellow card offence, did not get the ball chopped down while browsing, but didn't get sent off. I don't know what on earth the referee was smoking there. That was the clearest yellow card you would ever see. I don't know why he wasn't sent off, and he should have been sent off for that. That was another one of those, but we'll get to that. But as for Newcastle, I mean, Alexander Isak, this guy, he's probably the calmest person I've ever seen in terms of in front of goal. This guy looks like he doesn't care. He's the most nonchalant guy I've ever seen, but he always just calmly slots it home. However, he should have had a hat-trick. He went round the keeper, and then, I mean, he was kind of unlucky with it, but that could have wrapped it up, and Newcastle probably win that if that goes in, but he didn't get it done, and West Ham got the late goal to win it. But look, I think it was fair, and these are two teams who are really, really good this season, and I think are going to have really good seasons in general. Look, I think they were evenly matched, and I think a 2-2 is probably fair between them. Alright, Wolves 1, Aston Villa 1, goals from Wang Yijian and Pau Torres. Now, I didn't watch this game because there was like 4 games going on, but one of my subscribers, Matthew, actually went to this game live, and I asked him to essentially just tell me what the game was like, so I'm just going to read out what he said here. Okay, so he said there was an even start to the game. Jose Sarr made some great saves to deny Cash and Watkins, which I did see, they were fantastic. Even game overall, Wolves men scored a great goal. It was fantastic. Neto with an amazing work, then Wang again finished off with a nice finish. These two have been absolutely on fire this season, by the way. Wang and Neto absolutely carrying that Wolves front line. To this front three in general have been really good, but Neto and Wang fantastic. Anyway, but then 2 minutes after, from a set piece, Watkins flicked it on to Pau Torres, who scored on the stretch. Then Wolves had some big chances and had possession, but after Lamina got sent off, which I think was a justified sending off, it was nervy in extra time, and Villa had some chances and easily could have scored. Spurs fan said he watched the game, and I tend to agree with him. I watched the highlights, and it seemed pretty even. In the derby, on his even, so 1-1. Alright, now we end off with probably the biggest game of the week. Arsenal 1, Man City 0, Gabriel Martinelli with the goal. Okay, now if we start with Arsenal. So I thought, firstly, David Raya started off the game really badly. Looks so nervy, but credit to him, he grew into the game, and after about 20-25 minutes, he was perfectly fine. I thought in the first half, though, in general, Arsenal seemed quite nervy and almost scared at City. They didn't really want to go for them, and for most of the game they were kind of like that. However, they started to grow into it, and especially in the second half, I thought Arsenal were the better team. In that second half, they were the ones on the front foot, which first half, as I said, they were a bit scared of them and made it a bit too easy and comfortable for City. However, I think that was a red card. No, not red card. Sorry. Let's just talk about the red card anyway. Get that out of the way. Mateo Kovacic should have been sent off. Got a yellow card, which probably, for me, borderline red card. Just about. It's not a yellow, but I think they should have sent him to the monitor for him to at least make that decision himself. I mean, he should be sent off for the second one, making that challenge straight after. There's no excuse. Him and Bruno should have gone. Although, to be fair, those were the only two errors by VAR this week, which were big errors, but, for VAR, that's progress, I guess. Anyway, back to Arsenal. As I said, I think that was their game plan. I think their game plan was to just sit back a little bit, don't go for City to start off with, stay in the game for as long as possible, and then start to grow into it and go for City. And they executed that game plan terrifically because they sat off City a bit. They let City have the ball, but City couldn't get past them. Arsenal defended so well. They were absolutely superb at defending. Limited City, literally one shot on target, which I don't know how many teams in the world can do that, which is incredible. So, fantastic game plan there by Arsenal, and then they went for them in the second half, and then, it was lucky. It was completely lucky, but you earn your luck. They were the ones going for it, and they got that goal in the end, and wow, what a win for Arsenal, to beat Man City. They haven't done it in so long in the league. So to do this is a real statement, and going into the international break is brilliant for them. Brilliant confidence boost, and they're going to be purring now with confidence. They're going to believe they can beat every team in this league now. They believe they could do that before, but they couldn't beat Man City. They've done it now, and now there's no stopping them. They are going to be absolutely fine. This doesn't mean they're winning the league, but it's just a huge mental block for them, and signs of progress from last season. I think if Arsenal played this last season, they lose this game. Oh, definitely don't win it. But this season, they got it done. As for Man City, though, it was kind of unlucky. Actually, it's not kind of unlucky, it was very unlucky. To lose a game like that is unfortunate, but as I said, you earn your luck, and Man City didn't do anything to win that game. The game was probably a 0-0. It was a draw, probably. There was basically no clear-cut chances by anyone. Oh yeah, for Martinelli, though, by the way, in general, when he came on, was really good. But anyway, for Man City, it almost seemed like they were there to take a point. Like, they didn't really want to go out there and win the game, which I understand. Like, they didn't need to take a point, that's fine, but I wanted a bit more urgency from them, and they couldn't break down Arsenal at all. And especially in that second half, they were really poor. Erling Haaland had nothing to do, literally barely touched the ball. They couldn't get the ball to him. They created no chances. It was really poor, lethargic from Man City, which you rarely ever say by Man City. That's back-to-back defeats now in the league, which is a bit worrying. Man City. But look, as I said before, then this doesn't mean Man City aren't winning the league, but if you're Man City, this is really frustrating to lose this game in the way they did. That was probably their worst performance in a long, long time. Because as I said, they just did nothing. They created nothing. Literally 0 chances by them. Interestingly, Jack Grealish didn't come on. I thought they just needed something to get them going. And then when Arsenal scored, even they tried to be a bit more urgent, but they still couldn't create a single chance, not even a half chance, which is really, really poor if you're Man City. And I mean, they usually do this. They start the season off poor. They'll probably come back after this international break and just obliterate everyone. But going into it, not in the best of form. And if we go ahead and look at the Premier League table, we can see Spurs and Arsenal. North London is on top right now. Hate to see it as a Chelsea fan, but fair play. The only 2 teams unbeaten, both on 20 points. Man City, then Liverpool, Villa, Brighton, West Ham, Newcastle, Palace. Then we have United and Chelsea in 10th and 11th. Fulham, Forest, Wolves, Brentford, Everton, Luton, Burnley, and then the 2 teams were out to win yet, Bournemouth and Sheffield. So, that is the Premier League review for match week 8 of the Premier League. Let me know your thoughts on those games. And if you have enjoyed, please leave a like, consider subscribing, and I'll see